Hello, I'm Muskan. Welcome to Online Study for You. We have our special guest Rahul Sinha, who cracked TCS Digital and his joining is on 13th Feb, just before Valentine's Day. So, Rahul, you are welcome to Online Study for You. Rahul, introduce about yourself.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me on online study for you. Hi everyone, I am Rahul Sinha. I have completed my BTech from Dr. B.C. Roy Engineering College, Durgapur, and my stream is Electronics and Communication Engineering. Actually, I got my offer letter on 14th of July 2024. From a huge wait and a huge patience, I actually got my joining letter on 24th Jan, and my joining date is 13th of February, and my joining location is Kolkata. Actually, Kolkata is my hometown. Actually, I belong from there.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
So, which year pass out you are, Rahul?
I'm a 2024 pass out.
Okay, okay. And what is the job role you're hired for?
Actually, I have been selected for the digital role in TCS.
Okay, okay. So, how online study for you helped in getting this job?
Actually, there is a huge story behind it. Actually, in the month of March, I was actually scrolling through the YouTube, and suddenly I got the platform online study for you, and there is a notification that TCS is going to hire a huge number of students this year for the 2024 pass out. So after that, after some time, I actually got a text message on my WhatsApp group from my TNPCL that actually TCS is going to hire, because there are many in my year, in the 2024 year, there are many fake messages that this company is going to hire,
Yes,
that
yes.
company is going to, but actually that is not possible. So after I got the official mail from my college that they are actually hiring the off campus drive, so it gave me a bit relief, because TCS is such a big and brand company that it always hire a huge number of students. So after that, I have gone through multiple YouTube channels and searched for multiple resources. But Pratik sir always on top, always push the videos at first for all the TCS, any company, any off campus drive, any on campus drive. So I was pretty much sure about this channel, and trust has been built regarding this. So
Yes, yes.
after that, I go through all the videos, all the one shot videos. Actually, when I got the notification for the TCS hiring, just after the 1 month, the exam is going to conduct it. So I have only left 1 month, and I was a little bit programming enthusiastic. So I always try to solve. I love to solve problem on C++, on Java. So at that area is little bit strong compared to aptitude and other section. So when it comes to aptitude, I heard from my seniors that TCS always conducted a bit difficult level of aptitude test, verbal
Mm,
ability, quantitative, and advanced section. So I was a bit nervous that where I
yes.
have to, because there are many resources, plenty of resources available on the internet, but I need a perfect, because I have less time to prepare, and I just want to prepare at in such a way that it give me a best result, because I don't have time, and this is the last opportunity which I get. So I go through all the videos, and there I got one shot videos, and before that I got the topics and the weightages of the topics which are present in the TCS exam. So at there, I go through all the videos, and in one video I saw that sir is also solving the question, and that question is means it is a little bit tricky. It is not that simple. It looks
Yes.
like simple question, especially in the profit loss. In TCS NQT exam, mostly the questions they do not ask a very advanced topic. They just ask a basic topic, but the questions they gave us, it little bit tricky and little bit difficult as compared to other online test of the other companies. So I prepared. So basically, the tricks which I learned from the online study for you, it literally helped me a lot in my preparation. I just focus on the most important topics whose weightages are more as compared to other topics. So I prepared in that way. Actually, I saw today that sir has uploaded one video regarding the important topics and the things that we need to cover up. So in
Yes,
my
yes.
view, I would suggest that students who are preparing, who are really serious about the TCS exam, they should go through the important topics and their weightages, and they should practice as much as they can, because at the end, in TCS, when you sit for the exam, accuracy with time matters a lot, because if you solve
Yes.
all the question, but you have to solve all the question within a stipulated time. If you miss one question, or you just stuck at one question, your time will gone and you will not be able to get what you want. So you need to prepare. You have to solve all the questions within time. And if you do not want to solve all the questions, try to solve most of the questions. Because in TCS, see, nobody can solve. Everyone cannot solve the whole question which you get.
Yes.
So we need to think that we have to solve as much questions as we can with accuracy and within that stipulated time, because that will ultimately help us. So in that way, I prepare all the topics aptitude. I practice questions daily from different resources, different questions, and the one shot video, the questions which are discussed in the one shot, I always try to practice that. First of all, I see the question and then try by myself and give it 30 to 15 to 20 minutes to solve if the question is very hard. But if I could crack the question, I just solve the question and just then saw the video to get a better approach, so that in the exam I just get, if the question came, if the pattern of the question which I get is same, then I can solve the question within some seconds, within some 30 seconds or 1 minute, and that will basically help me to solve other questions which are actually not in my which is something different from other. So in that way I have prepared myself. After that, I got the verbal ability section. Actually, I have solved most of the question in the aptitude one. After that, I have solved the verbal ability, and for the preparation of verbal ability, I mostly was the playlist that is added in the online study for verbal ability. I mostly go through all the videos, and it hardly take 1 to 2 weeks to complete for me. After that, the advanced section is just like, it is the number of question contain, it does not contain more questions, but the question level is little bit difficult than the aptitude one. So if you focus some of the question, you can easily solve that. After that, I got the coding. Actually, I have in the beginning I have told you that I have a little bit
Yes, yes.
interest in the coding section. So basically, I got two coding questions. First coding is little bit easy, that we have to find the sum of the series of 1 cube plus 2 cube plus
Okay.
3 cube plus 4 cube. But there is a trick in this question. The trick here is that everyone will try to solve this question using the inbuilt function math.pow. In C++, there is a function, inbuilt function, power function. If you solve that question using
Yes.
power, you will definitely not get the correct answer, because because in power function, it will only give you the result for the smaller number, suppose 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, but it will not give you the accurate result for higher number, suppose 999 cube. Because in that case, actually power function give us the approximate value, does not give us the exact value. So I just simply run the
Yes.
loop and just go through s plus for loop from 1 to n, and then s plus I cube I into I into I just done this and I got the answer. Most of my friends and most of I have heard that they have used the power function and they do not get the answer. The reason behind this is simple, that if you solve the question in the most basic way, you will get the answer. TCS won't ask any hard question in the coding round. They will just try to test your basic knowledge. As in the month of September also, I have seen many questions in the TCS. They are only trying to ask you the basic questions in coding. They see that if you are able to solve the basic questions or not. But in that case, you have to go through the very even your fundamentals should be very much clear, because then only you will be able to solve the basic questions. After that, the second
Okay.
in my second coding question, I have solved the question completely, but I was stuck at one point, that in C++, they actually I have to print the answer within two decimal places. But actually I have forgot that I need to use the set precision. Actually, it is a method to split the decimal up to two decimal places. Actually, I'm getting the answer up to five decimal places, but I have to make it up to two decimal places. But actually I forgot at that point. So basically it is an incomplete answer. So I have just submitted, but I know that it is incomplete, so they have not accepted it. But the first question I have solved, it is completely solved. The four by four test cases have been passed. So my suggestions to all of you who are going to face the TCS exam in future, just make your fundamentals in coding so strong that you can easily solve that question which you will get. The questions you will get is not going to very hard. It is a simple question, and you can also go through the some lead code, easy to medium questions. Medium is rare. You can solve mostly easy questions. Sir has also prepared the most important coding questions. You will get it
Yes.
in the internet, because there are many resources. You can also watch the videos which sir has solved. After that, this is all how I given the exam and how I prepare for it.
Okay, okay. So that's how you got to know about it. That was great. So was it on
Mhm.
campus or off campus, Rahul?
No, it is actually off campus, right?
Okay, okay. So what were the questions asked in the interview?
Okay. At first, I got the mail. At first, I got the mail. After, actually, I was
Yes.
not sure because I was not able to solve the second question. So I was a little bit nervous that whether I will get the call. And the aptitude section also, the questions were so tricky and so lengthy that I was not actually 100% sure that I will get all the correct. But hopefully, I have cleared all the round, all the aptitude and the verbal ability and the coding, and I got the uh, digital, and they offered me a digital role, and they have called me on
Okay,
27th of May for the interview. After that,
okay,
af- yes. After that, in the interview, I have to wait for 6 hours actually, because there is a huge queue over there. So in the interview section, when I enter, my interview has been scheduled at 3:15 p.m. in the evening. You can tell it nearly in the
okay.
evening.
Yeah, yeah.
After that, when I entered the room, there were actually the interview was taking place there. Suppose if your TR and MR, if your TR and MR is happening in one room, then you have to go to other room for your HR round. And most of them have told that you will only be taken to the HR only if you have selected, means you have literally cleared the TR and HR round. So but in my case, I was little bit fortunate that in my interview I got three of them at one place in my room. So when I entered the room, they are really very good people. They actually calm you down first. That okay, take your seat,
Yes, yes.
take some water, and make yourself first calm. And then they have also asked some funny questions to make me calm. After that, they have just thrown me a question. Actually, TR was not present at that time when I entered the room. So MR just asked me the question that why you given a 2 year drop. They don't bother my project because I am a EC. I belong to electronics background. So they just thought
Yes,
that
yes.
he have not made any kind of IT sector projects or kind of ML projects, or but actually I have added in my resume full stack projects. Actually I have built my college website, and that I added in my resume, and one more Discord clone and
Okay,
Razorpay clone. So actually, I but they are more interested that why I had given a 2 year drop. So I have just gone them explaining that there are some financial family issues because that a 2 year gap had been gone. After that, they are more interested that actually the MR who was taking my interview, he is also from my electronics background. So
oh,
he just asked me, so the vibe matches. So he actually questions me that, okay, tell me, you are from electronics, you should know the core subject. So at first he asked me that, okay, just tell me what is the active circuit and passive circuit. So I just explain him little bit because I belong to electronics background, but I mostly focus on my programming development area. So I was a little bit of knowledge from my first year. So I just explained to him. After that, he asked me that what is antenna gain, antenna low. I have also explained that, but after that, he's continuously taking me into the core part. But I have told them that they have actually told me that what are your field of interest. So I basically explained them that from the second year, from my third semester, I started coding, and I have been doing coding since my second year. So I have told them, I explained them. So he told okay. But he's still trying to insisted me that okay, just tell me that what are the core subjects that you learn. I will not ask very hard question, but I will. So after the MR completed, so basic questions he asked. After that, TR entered the room. So he basically the first question which he asked me, okay, tell me that you have written in your resume that you love problem solving. So after that, he just first question he tell me that okay, tell me something about Java collection, Java framework, and all those. So I mentioned him, sir, my strong programming language is C++. So again, he told me, okay, just take the pen and paper. Actually, he told me to take a pen and paper over there and just write a question. And he told me
okay,
the first question. He asked me the first question that, okay, you have written development also. So just make a text box, and make a submit button using HTML and CSS. So I basically written the whole, matlab means whole tagline, uh, whole HTML tag, which can build the text box and the submit button. After that, he asked me, okay, you don't need to write any code. Just try to explain me that in the text box. Text can be anything. Text can be numbers. Text can be in alphanumeric characters, anything, special characters, numbers. So he just asked me that you can enter any character except numbers. Numbers are not
Yes.
accepted. So he just asked me that how can you control that. So at first I think that how can I control without using JavaScript. At first I was just imagining that how can I control it without using JavaScript, using HTML and CSS. Actually there is no such logic is present. Actually HTML is a hypertext markup language. It will just add a tag and the box will be created, and CSS is for styling. So there is no logic
Yes. Yes.
using actually hitting in my mind. So he just give me a hint that have you heard the name of JavaScript? Oh, so I tell actually in my mind it is striking that we can use it using JavaScript, because JavaScript is a programming language. It is basically used for building logic. So I explain him that okay, sir, we will make a if condition that if the input text which we are getting it contains number, it will show null. It will directly show null. It will not accept that input. So he's like okay, you have done the development. After that he asked me that you have also solved many questions on lead code and GFG platform, so just write a basic code on that check a number if it is odd or not. So I just explain him the at first I explain him the logic. Okay, write a check whether write a if condition and check whether the number modulus 2 double equals to 1. Actually modulus we use to get the remainder, and you all know that if we divide any number by 2 and if we get the remainder as 1, it means it is a odd number, and if we get the
Yes.
remainder as 0, it is a even number. So I basically told him the logic. So he tell me that write the code, write the pseudocode. So at first I have written the pseudocode. After that he told me that okay, you have done it, now you just print the odd numbers in the range between 1 to 100. So I go with the brute force method. I just run a loop, for loop, and just add a if condition as I told before, and then I check, and then if the number is odd, I'm simply going to print that number. So he's like, okay, you have done that. After that, he again asked me a question. Okay, that reprint all the odd numbers between 1 to 10 to the power 6. It means 10 lakh. Between 1 and 10 lakh.
Yes.
And you know, 1 and 10 lakh, it is a very big number. And if we use that, if we use the computer to do that, it will take some time, more than normal. So
Yes.
he
Yes.
basically is more interested in knowing the best approach to solve that question. So I basically told him that okay, sir, I will solve that question from for loop. I will basically run a loop from one I equals to 1, I less than equals to 10 lakh, and I plus 2. I will not increment I plus plus, because if we increment I plus plus, the whole loop will run from 1 to 10 lakh times, and it will take a lot
Yes.
of time. So I basically told I plus 2. Actually, if you observe between 1 to 100, there are exactly 50 numbers which are odd and 50 numbers which are even. So equal number of odds and equal number of evens are always present. So between 1 and 10 lakh, there are also equal number of odds and equal number of evens are present. Means 10 lakh by 2. And if we solve the question using I plus 2, I am not going through 1 to 10 lakh. I am just bypassing, I'm just incrementing my operator by plus 2. So it is just escaping all the even numbers. I will only get the odd numbers. I will only get the
Yes.
odd numbers. Huh? So basically, I told the logic to them, and they are really very happy. Ki, okay, so I have told them like, sir, if we run a loop between 1 to 100, and if we increment the operator I plus 2, then my loop will only run 50 times. And in the 50 times,
Yes.
I will get all the odd numbers. I don't have to run till 1 to 100, because it is just a waste of time and waste of storage. So he is a little bit happy. So he again asked me one question related to same question. He asked me that is there any other operator to find the odd or even. So I told him that there is a bitwise AND operator. Bitwise AND operator is works faster than modulus operator, and it is used basically in bitwise manipulation, bitwise operations. So I basically told him that we can solve it using bitwise AND. So he was very happy. After that, he told me, okay, you have done the development part, you have done the program problem solving, but now we can test your SQL part, DBMS. So he just told me that actually SQL is at that time I have not prepared SQL up to the mark. I have prepared in a basic way. So I was a little bit nervous because that is my weak area. So after that, he told me that he will only give me the SQL queries. So I was bit ready to face the SQL query. After that, he gave me 5 questions. At first, he built a table
Okay.
over there, name of the student, ID of the student, and the score of the student which he scored in the examination. So at first, he told me to print the second highest marks of the student with name and ID. So at first I little bit confused that how to solve. After that, I think that we can solve it. Actually, they are not accepting the standard way. There is a standard way limit. We can use one method using limit, but they are telling that you cannot use limit. You have to directly tell us how, without using limit. So there is a way to solve it nested way. So at first I will
Okay.
find the highest marks. Then we can take the highest marks on top, and we will calculate the highest marks other than the highest marks which we get. If we calculate the highest marks other than what we have get, then the highest marks which we will get, it is the second highest marks. So I have solved that way the first query, and he is happy. So he is again gave me the second SQL query. I actually don't remember all the queries, but some of the queries which I remember, I have solved all the queries. And the most interesting query that I got is he told me that you have to from the table, you have to print the name of the students whose starting name is A. Okay, so there is a query in it. We use the like query and using percent module operator, and we get all the names whose starting letter is A. So he is happy at the end. After he saw that I have solved all the four queries, so he gave me the last query. He told me that you have to print everything, print the student ID, print the student name, and also you have to add a check means if condition that only those students name and ID will be printed whose score is more than 60 marks. So when I have solved this query, he was happy that okay, I have solved all the technical questions. But he has not stopped here. He has asked me some more questions. After that, he asked me what is cloud computing. So actually, after so
Okay.
much questions and so much basic questions at the beginning, I actually forgot that actually how I will define the cloud computing. So I basically told him the working of cloud computing and some of the basic cloud services. But he asked me that in our phone, what are the cloud services that we use every day in our phone. So I was a bit confused that what are the services. So he gave me a hint that where we store our photos, and we store our photos in Google
Yes,
Photos.
yes.
So Google Photos and Google Drive, these are the big sources of cloud. So that hit me there, and I answered all those questions. After that, he told me, after that also he is not satisfied. He asked me the last question. Okay, Rahul, just I am going to take your IQ test. And he asked me one question that uh, so he basically write the question on the paper and just ask me the logic. Will he tell me that you have only 30 seconds? The question is that I have to find the answer a minus x into b minus x dot 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 z minus x. So this he told me to find the answer of this question within 30 seconds. So after that, I have find that question. I have given the answer to this question. So he was happy. Now he told the MR, okay, sir, I am completed his interview. Now you can take him. From the beginning only, MR is straightforward. He's asking me my core subjects, my gap year, all those things. So after that, he asked me many questions. He just asked me, okay, you are an engineer. So you all know that engineers are good at managing their time. They are good at managing their time. They can do multiple things at a single time. So okay, I told you, okay, sir, yes, sir. He told me that I don't know how to manage time. Just write within 5 lines how to manage your time. So I basically write 4 lines correctly, and I have forgotten the fifth line. Actually, I am not getting that at that point. So he read all the 4 line, and he was little bit he was satisfied. But he asked me one cross question. I have written in my in time managing that we can divide each work equal time. If we divide the work of, if we divide the time of every work within a stipulated time, and if we complete that work within that time, our whole work will be
Yes.
completed within a stipulated time. So yeah, asked me that how can you decide what time will be assigned to that particular work? And I was a little bit confused that what answer, because I cannot give a lame answer, and uh,
Yes, yes,
that will
yes.
make a awkward situation between me and him. So I just told him that no sir, I actually don't know. I basically tell him directly that sir, I actually don't know. So
Yeah,
after
so
that
we
he
can
asked,
communicate in between, right? We can
yeah,
directly
exactly.
explain.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it was a
So
great explanation, Rahul.
okay.
So what was your strategy and like from where did you prepare for it? Just the last brief.
Basic. Okay, okay. I have told you before that I have completely followed online study for you during my preparation, because there are many resources. But if you go through from one video to another channel, another video, that will make you a huge confuse. So I literally stuck at this platform and saw most of the one shot videos, and also the live sessions which sir took up during the examination, and the paper solving, and the mostly I got help from the interview part here, because sir has basically take out a series that how to prepare for the interview, what are the questions, and how to actually answer the questions, and that really helped me a lot. For the upcoming batch, I would just like to suggest them, make your fundamentals so strong that you can, while solving the questions, you will not stuck at particular one question, because if you stuck at one question and you keep on trying that solving that particular question, you will lose the time for the other one, and that is the very big impact. And I would also suggest to the upcoming batch that try to solve more hard aptitude questions, because if you solve more hard aptitude questions within a given time, you will be easily available to solve that question in the TCS exam, because it is a game of all about accuracy with time. If you solve more questions with less time with higher accuracy, you can
Yes,
easily
yes.
going to be selected. And one more thing, for the coding part, just prepare the basics fundamentals, and also try to solve the basic two sum three sum questions, some of the from the standard lead code questions. Then you can easily solve the question which will be coming in the TCS exam. That's all.
Thank you so much, Rahul. It was a great explanation. And thank you so much for giving the tips and tricks to the students. And
Thank you.
best of luck for your journey.